In light of yesterday's proceedings, I think there are a few things we need to discuss before we set foot back in the courtroom. Starting with your behavior. Rick's entire case hinges on proving that you are a violent and dangerous man. There is no need to help him drive that point home by showcasing your temper in front of the jury. So today, do us both a favor and keep your anger in check no matter what transpires.
Do you know how hard it was to sit there while Rick attacked Elizabeth?
Mm-hmm. Get used to it. Albeit in very poor taste, the district attorney's line of questioning was within the boundaries of the law. However, we may be able to regain some ground by calling Elizabeth back to the stand.
No, I want you to leave Elizabeth alone.
Jason's attorney called. She wants to put me back on the stand this morning.
Do I need to be there? Let me put it another way. Are there going to be any other secrets coming out that you and Jason have been keeping from me?
Our best option will be redirecting Elizabeth's testimony to paint a picture in the jury's mind of exactly how twisted and vindictive Rick Lansing
All
can
that's
be.
going to do is make Rick angrier, and he's going to go looking for proof that Jake is my son.
You don't know that. However, you do know that if you are convicted of murder and sent away to prison, you will be unavailable to help Elizabeth and your son.
If you want to be in the courtroom for the rest of my testimony, that's your right. But nothing is going to come out that you don't already know.
In that case, I'll stay here. Spending the days with the boys will be a good reminder why I'm fighting for our marriage.
It doesn't have to be a fight, Lucky.
Yeah, I just don't want to wake up one morning and realize I've been wasting my time.
I have to go to court. I didn't feel like explaining to your wife why you invited me here.
Hey, what are you doing?
Diane asked me to come by. She said you were upset with our plans to recall me as a witness.
Well, I am, because you've been through enough.
Jason, if I didn't think I could handle it, I wouldn't have
Look,
agreed.
I know that you want to help me, and I appreciate that, but I'm not going to let Rick use you to get to me.
I'm not afraid of Rick.
He tore your life apart yesterday. You get back on that stand, Elizabeth, and he's going to hurt you even more. Just tell Diane that you don't want to do it.
Look, I know you don't do this very well, but for once, try and be selfish. Because the only thing that matters is getting you out of here. When you called me over, you said that you had some more questions about Jason. What did you want to know?
Was Elizabeth the reason you broke up with Jason?
Come on, Lucky, we've already been over
Yeah,
this.
that was before I found out that Jason slept with my wife.
Lucky,
Listen, I've lived with enough lies. Please, just tell me the truth.
Okay, it's the least you deserve. The answer is yes. Jason and I are over because of the secret she asked him to keep. I know an apology really isn't going to change anything, but I really do want you to know how sorry I am.
For what?
Well, you know, Lucky, I kind of set this whole thing in motion. If I wouldn't have slept with Rick the night of the black, hell, Jason would have never slept with Elizabeth. Your marriage wouldn't be falling
You need to
apart.
stop punishing yourself, Sam.
Are you serious? Can you honestly tell me you don't blame yourself? If you hadn't been in bed with Maxie, do you really think that Elizabeth would have slept with Jason?
You know, we made a lot of mistakes that night. One doesn't excuse the other. Just be a hell of a lot easier to get past if Elizabeth would have been honest.
I know, but you are still here, trying to work things out.
It'd be a whole different story if that little boy upstairs wasn't mine.
What, are you saying that you wouldn't be with Elizabeth if it turned out Jake isn't yours?
Mrs. Spencer, I'm going to start by reminding you that you're still under oath.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed, Miss Miller.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Spencer, could you please tell the court how long it's been since you and Mr. Lansing got divorced?
About 4 years.
And why did your marriage end?
Objection, Your Honor. The dissolution of my marriage to the witness is of no relevance to these proceedings.
I can assure this court it is extremely relevant.
Overruled. But keep this line of questioning brief, Ms. Miller. The court has no interest in a history lesson.
Certainly, Your Honor. Mrs. Spencer?
Rick was obsessed with getting revenge against his brother.
Brother, you are speaking of Michael Corinthos Jr., Jason Morgan's business partner, are you not?
Yes. He proved again and again that revenge was more important than me or our marriage.
After your marriage ended, did Mr. Lansing ever attempt to rekindle your relationship?
Yes, but I wasn't interested.
What were your feelings for him at the time?
Nothing. I had moved on.
Did you ever express this to your ex-husband?
I did.
Yet when your relationship with the defendant ended, you chose to maintain a friendship.
Your Honor, objection. Other than the relationship with Mr. Morgan, the witness's past relationships have absolutely no bearing on this case. This is about a murder, Miss Miller.
Overruled. Proceed, Ms. Miller, but stay on point.
Certainly. Mrs. Spencer, do you have any reason to believe that Rick Lansing is jealous of the defendant?
Yes.
Can you elaborate?
Rick and I argued several times about my friendship with Jason. He constantly warned me to stay away from him.
And when you refused?
He got upset, mostly with Jason. That's why he dragged my personal life into this trial to provoke Jason.
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation.
Sustained.
Thank you, Mrs. Spencer. No further questions.
Mr. Lansing, your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Spencer, were you married when you slept with Mr. Morgan, yes or no?
Yes.
And did you lie about that to your husband?
I kept it from him, yes.
No further questions.
You may step down, Mrs. Spencer.
Look out, Cam. Here comes a tickle monster. Oh, you better run before I tickle you. Ah. They got you now.
Oh, he's a big boy. Whoa, look who's home.